The Cardinal King inviting you back into the Cardinal Cave, and today we've got an update for our last tutorial making AI art. Things have changed dramatically, so join us as we go on this journey today. Okay guys, I'm going to have a list of things you want to download down below in the comments. Make sure you have those open, ready to go, so we can start running, right? So the first thing you're going to want to do is have a set of images of yourself. You can download these from your own social media. You can take new photos. I suggest that you take new photos because it'll help out a lot because you get more control right over the lighting and whatnot. So you want to have relatively flat lighting. You want to show different sides of your face, different emotions. You do want to grab a couple of photos that have different backgrounds so it kind of understands what the concept of you is. And we are going to put those into Photoshop or whatever other photo editing method that we have. And we're going to put these into a canvas that is 512 by 512. And then if you're using Photoshop, you can put these all as different layers, right? And once you have those all set as different layers, you can go to File, Export, and then do Layers to Files. When this guy comes up, it's very critical, and even if you don't have Photoshop, it's still very critical that you put a common prefix on all of these. So I like to name my files like this, so that's the prefix. Remember, very important that you guys put that prefix in there, right? Okay guys, once we have that done, then we are going to, if you haven't already, you're going to make an account in Huggingface, and from there, you're going to download the model 1.5 and the 1.41. You'll have a link down in the description. So you're going to agree to join those projects. And when you do, you're going to have access to them. It takes a second to get some access, so cool your jets. Don't get mad if you don't get it right away, right? And then you're going to mosey on down here into the settings, right? And when you get to settings, you're going to go to access tokens. And then you're going to copy this. You're going to make a token for Dreambooth, and you're going to copy it right here, right? So don't show this access token to anyone. That's kind of like your password to go allow Dreambooth to get into your account to see that you have that model in there, right? So next up, we are going to go into this, Dreambooth Google Collab. And you are going to run all of these cells one after the other, right? So you're going to press this button here, and when it goes, it runs. You're going to let it finish, and then you're going to move on to the next one all in order, right? So here you plug in the token we just got from Huggingface, put it in here, you run it. And then here you run this guy with a precompiled wheel. When you run this guy, make sure to go to save as to G drive before you press it. And I would recommend that you use a Google Drive that's empty, or you make a new one to make these, because these take quite a bit of memory on your Google Drive, and the free one's only 15 gigabytes. So you're going to be doing them one at a time, right? So before we run this cell, you are going to want to grab whatever prefix you did for your weight here. Just plug it into here. So you do that, and then you do output. You run it. Then you can start running this guy. And this guy is kind of where you're telling it what you want, right? So we're going to put in CK01 because that's me, right? We're telling it like these models of CK01, that's what we want you to base the image we're making on. And then for the class prompt, you're doing an identifier for what you want. So if it's a style, like say it's an art style, you just put in art style. If it's a dog, you put in dog. If it's a watermelon, you put in fruit or watermelon. In this case, we're going to put in man. And we're going to change this guy to content data / CK1. And this guy, we're going to do the cool thing about the new update on the Collab is that you can train multiple concepts at the same time. It's super cool. But right now we're just going to train it on one. So you're going to run this cell. Then you're going to get to this cell, and it's going to have a little pop-up so you can insert your images in there. And now for this guy right here, we are already training it at 1e6. And we are going to train it for, usually you want to do 100 times the number of images that you're using. But say in this one, we are using 28 images. We want to go to like 2,800, which is fine. If you use 40 images, you want to do like 4K. You can definitely overtrain these, by the way. So you have to kind of find a good balance of enough training steps and enough images, right? I think even on this one, if we do 4,000, it's not going to overtrain it. So let's just say we want to do 4,000, right? And here we would put save sample prompt. We would make it the same as the CK001 that we had above. So we run this. This guy is going to take long, depending on how many steps you do. Like 4,000 is probably like an hour. 2,000 is half an hour. I've done up to 9,000, but even with 90 images, I tried to train a style, and I felt it overtrained it because I never got really good results from it. So there's definitely a sweet spot to how much you can train. So this guy, after your hour is done, it's gonna, spit out the result into your Google Drive. Then you're gonna run this guy to show a preview of what's done, right? So this guy will generate 4 images kind of in the style that you're training it. Then you're gonna run this guy. If you're not training one that you've previously trained that's on your G Drive, then this is fine. You don't have to put anything here. And then you are gonna wanna run this guy, and this is a conversion so you can use it into a web UI. And the floating point of 16 is fine. It'll save you a lot of space. It used to be only a floating point of 32, so they used to be 4 gigabyte files each. Now they're only 2 gigabytes, which is great. If you don't have a stable UI plugged in, you can run it through here and start getting results through the same Collab, which is awesome, right? And if you just want the CKPT for your web UI, you can press this guy and it'll delete everything but the CKPT, which is awesome. Saves you a lot of space. Okay, so once we have that guy going, I am going to put a link to this VAE right here. And once you have that, I'll show you what to do with it here in a second. So once we get our CKPT back from the Google Drive and we put it onto our main drive, I use Commander 2 as my web UI, and I'll have a link down for that down below. And we're going to go to Stable Diffusion UI, Models, Stable Diffusion, and any model you have now, you can just put into this folder and you will get a drop down from the web UI to use your custom CKPTs. So that file I just had you guys download is this guy, the VAE. It's going to be named this, but what you really want to do is that you want to grab the same name that you're naming your custom model here, copy it, and then paste it onto this file as this, and then add a .vae.pt. So this file just got renamed to this. So you want it to match this name on here and then just .vae.pt. And that basically makes it so that the eyes are a little bit more normal, the hands are more normal, in layman's terms, right? So after that, you can start running it on your own Stable Diffusion UI, right? So we have CK001 man. Again, since we want the prompt, we would put CK001 man as a French general. Or we can do CK001 man as the Great Gatsby. And you guys are in luck because I'm not going to make you wait to see those results. I already prompted both of those, and here's what we got. So these are nice, right? We got this guy. This one looks very close. I love this one. This looks like me when I was younger. There's me as the Great Gatsby. As a French general. As another French general. But yeah, it's pretty good results, right, guys? So if you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the goofy things that YouTubers tell you to do. This has been the Cardinal King. Out.
Limited edition prints available for sale.